Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminithi Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminithi Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurumilitam Mena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha. Vandeham Sri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha. Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Raghunadam Vitam Tam Sajivam. Sadvaidam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam. Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sakagana Lalita Sri Visakan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dena Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha Kalpatarvyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Chapatitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Isvaraga Paramaga Krishnaga Sachidananda Vigraga Anadi Radhi Govindaga Sarvakarana Karanam. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Shri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, by which we can directly perceive ourselves. We can see ourselves. That means we can realize ourselves. And it is the knowledge which can be very joyfully performed. Susukam kartam. Pratyaksha vagamam dharmam susukam kartam and avyayam. This is the topmost knowledge, time-tested knowledge. Avyayam, everlasting knowledge, basically. So, in Bhagavad Gita, now we are in the 14th chapter. We finished 20 slokas in the 14th chapter. We are understanding very clearly about the three modes of material nature. Only three modes of material nature are doing everything. That means we are doing nothing. But we think that we are doing everything. That is the problem. The problem is that when we are not doing anything, we think that we are doing everything. Ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. So, that is the only reason we are in this material world. That's just the only reason, thinking that I am the doer. That means ahankara. That is the literal meaning of ahankara, means karta aham. Ahankara vimudatma karta aham iti manyate. So a person who thinks that he is the doer, he has ahankara. So, how can we get rid of this ahankara? How can we become nirahankara? We should, in all the activities, we should think that we are not the doer. That means we don't have ahankara. That is nirahankara. So, when we think that we are not the doer, then can we claim the results? No. When we are not the doer, then how can we go and claim the results? How can we say that the results belong to us? So, that way, if nirahankara means, there is no ahankara means, that's also nirmamo. Nirmamo means not claiming the proprietorship. So, that way, if we study and understand Bhagavad Gita, if you understand very well, all the activities are carried out only by the three modes of material nature, then we have to be nirahankara, free from ahankara. So, ahankara means not only thinking that karta aham, so I am the doer, so that is ahankara, even thinking that you are the doer. Karta tvam, you are the doer, not aham tvam. If I think that you are the doer, then also I have ahankara only. I am not the doer, you are not the doer. That's what we need to understand. No one is doing anything here. Everything is done by the three modes of material nature. That is the knowledge we are understanding from Bhagavad Gita very well. But are we able to live in our life every day, in every moment, in each and every activity with the same knowledge, with the same understanding? There is a big question mark. The answer is most of the time no only. So that is what it is known as false ego, ahankara. But with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, when we understand this entire Bhagavad Gita, then we will be able to lead such life, thinking that nobody is doing anything. Understanding that everything is done by the three modes of material nature. But why three modes of material nature is acting on everyone differently? That we need to understand. Even though I am not the doer, you are not the doer. Even though we are not doing anything in this material realm. But why it is acting differently on everyone? It all depends upon how much knowledge we have, how much attachment we have, how much ignorant we are. It all depends on that only. If you have the knowledge, knowledge means Bhagavad Gita knowledge. Other things are all not knowledge. We should not say that knowing something else is knowledge. No. Now Bhagavad Gita knowledge we have. Other knowledge Krishna is teaching in the Bhagavad Gita in the 18th chapter, in the knowledge in the mode of patience, knowledge in the mode of ignorance. That and all Krishna is teaching us that. So knowledge means having the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So if we have the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then we will not be attached too much to this material world. So we will be most of the time, we will be controlled by the mode of goodness. But if a person is too much attached to the material sense objects, too much attached to the results, then that person is most of the time controlled by the mode of passion, rajoga. But if a person is completely ignorant, a dumb guy, not knowing anything, lazy guy, so he will be most of the time controlled by the mode of ignorance, tamogun. So that way, the three modes of material nature, they are doing everything. We are not doing anything, but they are acting on everyone differently, depending upon that person's, that soul, that person's desires and knowledge and ignorance and all such things. What does that mean for us? If we have this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, complete Bhagavad Gita knowledge, naturally we are going to start loving Krishna only. That will happen. If anyone has the full knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, he will definitely accept Krishna as the Supreme Lord and start loving Krishna. There is no doubt about it. So what happens when we love Krishna so much, when we want to please only Krishna, when we are not attached to anything else in this material world? So that means we are freed from the modes of material nature. So that will happen automatically with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. That's why we also study Bhagavad Gita. That's why we are studying Bhagavad Gita, because Bhagavad Gita takes us closer and closer to Krishna. So that means it takes us away from this material world. Because we are listening to Krishna directly. When we study Bhagavad Gita every day, we are directly listening to Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is giving us the knowledge, what we need, what we have to do, everything. Everything means everything, complete. All the questions are answered in Bhagavad Gita. If you understand Bhagavad Gita fully, then there are no questions to ask at all. Our life will become very, very meaningful and purposeful if we have this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, we can't even control our mind. We don't even know how to control our mind. Then how can we control our mind? Only in Bhagavad Gita, only Krishna is teaching us about how to control our mind very nicely, very clearly, systematically. Krishna is teaching us. If we don't have the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we cannot control our mind. If we cannot control our mind, then we are going to struggle and suffer in this material world forever. So, the solution for all the problems, Krishna is teaching us that you simply surrender unto me, always think of me, mat chittaga sarva durgani, mat prasada tarisi. So just think about me all the time. By focusing your thoughts on me completely, all your problems will be solved by my mercy. All your impediments, obstacles, everything will be removed by mercy. Mat prasada tarisi. That knowledge we need to have. We need to have that knowledge that simply surrendering unto Krishna, remembering Krishna, all our problems are solved. When Krishna is promising that he will solve all our problems, then why don't we just listen to him and get rid of all our problems? And then enjoy forever. Full enjoyment. With the controlled mind, having mind as our best friend, and with intelligence, very sharp intelligence. So, vivasaya atmika buddhi. So, when we have all these things, very, very nice, sharp intelligence, and then the full control over mind, and this is what we need to gain in this material world, not other things in this world. Other things are useless. They have no use at all for the soul, because all other things are binding us to this material world. So that means it's very, very dangerous, very bad for us. Nothing is good for us in this world. So that way, with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, when we are attached to Krishna completely all the time, all our problems are solved. So, as I mentioned in the beginning, we have successfully finished 20 slokas in the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So what we covered until now. So in the sloka number 17, Krishna is teaching us that Sattvat sanjayate jnanam rajaso lobhaye vacha pramada moha tamaso bhavato ajnanam yevacha. So with the sattva guna, our knowledge develops. So sanjayate jnanam. Whereas rajoguna, greediness will increase, lobha. So that's what rajoguna. Whereas with the tamoguna, pramada moha tamaso bhavato ajnanam yevacha. So the madness, illusion, ignorance, all such things comes from the tamoguna. So from the mode of goodness, real knowledge develops. From the mode of passion, greed develops. And from the mode of ignorance, develop foolishness, madness, and illusion. Then in the next sloka, Krishna is continuing what we studied in the sloka number 18. Urdvam gacchanti sattvastha madhye tishtanti rajasa jaganya guna vrittistha adho gacchanti tamasa. So one who is in the mode of goodness will get elevated to the higher planets, heavenly planets. Urdvam gacchanti sattvastha. Madhye tishtanti rajasa. One who is in the mode of rajoguna will be situated in this middle level planets. That is the earthly planets. Jaganya guna vrittistha adho gacchanti tamasaga. So a person in the mode of ignorance will lead to the adho gacchanti, most abominable mode of existence. That's what adho gacchanti, falls down into the hellish planets. So those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets, and those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets, and those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds. But those who are freed from the three modes of material nature will go to Goloka. Then in the next shloka, Krishna is very clearly teaching us in the 19th shloka, which we studied, how to get rid of these three modes of nature. Nanyam gunebhyaga kartaram yada drashta pashyati gunebhyascha param veti madbhavam sodigacchati. So nothing other than the three modes of material nature are doing everything. Anyone who is able to see that. Anyone who is able to see that nothing other than the three modes of material nature are the doers. So, Gunebhyascha param veti madbhavam soadhigacchati. He is freed from the three modes of material nature and he will attain my nature. Madbhavam soadhigacchati. That's what Krishna is doing. So that means we will lose our swabhavam. When we gain Krishna's bhavam, madbhavam, so that means no more swabhavam. When we are controlled by the swabhavam, so swabhavam means we are forced to act by the three modes of material nature. Swabhavastu pravartate. When we think that we are not the doer, nothing else is other than the modes of nature is doing everything. So that means we are freed from the modes of nature and attains Krishna's nature. So when one properly sees that in all activities, no other performer is at work than these modes of nature, and he knows the Supreme Lord who is transcendental to all these modes, he attains my spiritual nature. So he knows Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then in the next shloka number 20, Gunanyeta natitya Dehi dega samudbhavan janma mrityu jara dukkhe vimukto amritam ashnute. So one who is freed from all these three modes of material nature, Gunanietan Atityatrin, then he will also be freed from the birth, old age, disease and death which are due to the body. So Dega Samudbhavan, which are produced by the body. So there is Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Dukkha. Janma, birth, Mrityu, death, Jara, old age, Dukkha, distress. So Vimukto. So he is also freed from these things. When we are freed from the three modes of nature, Guna, Nietan, Atitya, three, then we are freed from the birth, old age, disease and distress, death. So Vimukto, Amritam, Ashnude. So then we will achieve the life which is permanent. Amritam. So no death, no more death. So Mrityu, Amritam. Mrityu is death, Amritam means no more death. So when the embodied being is able to transcend these three modes associated with the material body, he can become free from birth, death, old age and their distress and can enjoy nectar even in this life. That's what Krishna is doing. So then in the next sloka, what we are studying today, sloka number 21, Arjuna Uvacha, very important question. Arjuna asks such very important questions for which Krishna also gives detailed answers. That means we are extremely fortunate to understand these questions and answers. Arjuna is asking, Arjuna Uvacha, Kailingai Strin Gunanietan Atito Bhavati Prabho Kimacharaga Katham Chaitam Strin Gunanati Vartate. So, Kailingai Strin Gunan Etan Atito Bhavati Prabho. By what symptoms I can understand a person has transcended the three modes of material nature. Three guna, eta, atito, who is freed from the three modes of material nature. By what symptoms? Kimacharaha katham chaitam strin gunan ativartade. And what are his behaviors? Kim acharaha. Katham chaitan trin gunan ativartade. How a person gets freed from the three modes of material nature. Katham chaitam strin gunan ativartade. So Arjuna inquired. So basically 3 questions. Kailenge strin gunanetan atito bhavati prabhu. Oh my dear Lord, Prabhu, by which symptoms is one known who is transcendental to these 3 modes of nature? So Achito Bhavati Prabhu. Kimacharaga, what are his behaviors? Katham chaitam strin gunan ativartade. How does he transcend the 3 modes of nature? So Arjuna inquired, oh my dear Lord, by which symptoms is one known who is transcendental to these 3 modes? What is his behavior? And how does he transcend the modes of nature? For all these 3 questions, Krishna is answering in the next 4 slokas completely. So if you understand those 4 slokas, and if you meet all those qualities, what Krishna is explaining in those 4 slokas, so that means we are freed from the 3 modes of material nature. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Prakasam cha pravrittim cha mohameva cha pandava nadveshti sampravrittani nanivrittani kankshati udasina vadasino gunairyo na vicharyate guna vartanta ityevam yovatistati negate samadukka shukaga swastaga samaloshtashmakanchanaga tulya priya priyodiras tulya nindatma samstuti Manapamanayo tulyo mitrari pakshayo sarvaramba parityagi gunatitaga savuchyate. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Prakasam cha pravrittim cha mohameva cha pandava. When there is illumination, prakasham cha pravrittim cha mohameva cha pandava. When then there is illusion. So when there is illumination, attachment and illusion, na dvesti sampravrittani na nivrittani kankshati. So when they are there, one should not hate them, and when they are gone, one should not desire them. So that's what nadvesti sampravrittani. When they appear, one should not hate them. And when they are gone away, one should not desire them. So we should be, that means we should not be disturbed at all by what is happening around us. That is the main thing. What we studied in the 2nd chapter. Yadate moha kalilam buddhir vyati tarishati tada gantasi nirvedam shrotavyasya shutasya. So whatever we have heard in the past, whatever we are going to hear in the future, nothing should bother us at all. Nothing should disturb us. That's what basically those lines only here Krishna is teaching that prakasham cha pravrittim cha mohameva cha pandava nadveshti sham pravrittani nanivrittani kankshati. So that means we should not be moved. We should not be disturbed by anything externally what is happening around us. We have to situate it as though neutral. Udasina vadasino gunairyo na vichalyate. So we should not be disturbed by the modes of nature. When they are acting, we should not be disturbed. We should simply think that just gunas are doing their job. Guna vartanta ityevam yovatistati nengate. So we should simply sit it without being disturbed. That's what yovatistati nengate. So Udasina Vadasina. Krishna himself says many times in Bhagavad Gita that he is Udasina Vadasina. Nachamam tani karmani nibandhanti dhananjaya. So Udasina Vadasino asaktam tesu karmasu. That's what Krishna is saying there. Udasina Vadasino asaktam tesu karmasu. So even though Krishna is doing so many activities, he says that I am situated as though neutral without having any attachment on all those results. So asaktam tesu karmasu. Krishna is asking us to be like that way only. Udasina vadasino gunairyo navichalyate gunavattanta ityevam yovatistati nengate samadukka sukaka swastaga samalostasma kanchanagam. So one should be equal in both happiness and distress and situated in himself swastaga samalostasma kanchanagam. So one should be equal to both gold, pebbles and stones, everything. So samalostasma kanchanagam. One should treat them equally. Tulya priya priyodiras. So one should treat equally both whom we like or don't like. So one should be equal to them. Tulya nindatma samstutihi. So when someone is blaming us, nindatma, or someone is praising us, samstutihi, we should be equal. Tulya. We should not be disturbed. So tulya nindatma samstutihi. Manapamanayo tulyas. So one should be equal in both honor and dishonor. Tulya mitrari pakshayom. So one should be equal to both friend and enemy. So that's why tulya mitrari pakshayom. So then sarvaramba parityahi gunatitaga sauchyate. So in all the endeavors, we should be completely renounced. So that means we are freed from the modes of nature. Guna atitaga sauchyate. That's what Krishna is teaching us. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O son of Pandu, he who does not hate illumination, attachment, and delusion when they are present or long for them when they disappear, who is unwavering and undisturbed through all these reactions of the material qualities, remaining neutral and transcendental, knowing that the modes alone are active, who is situated in the self and regards alike happiness and distress, who looks upon a lump of earth, a stone, and a piece of gold with an equal eye, who is equal toward the desirable and the undesirable, who is steady, situated equally well in praise and blame, honor and dishonor, who treats alike both friend and enemy, and who has renounced all material activities. Sarvaramba parityagi. Such a person is said to have transcended the modes of nature. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we finished 5 slokas today, from the 21 to 25 in the 14th chapter. So we have 2 more slokas to finish the 14th chapter. Hare Krishna. Now let us chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and focus our mind on the transcendental sound vibration. Hare Krishna. We will chant 2 rounds of mantra, which will take roughly about 15 minutes. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swami Nityanamini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Ye Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाचार्य गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Tulsi Vilasa Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna to all the devotees. I kindly request the devotees to use the Zoom raise hand feature to ask your questions to Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. There are no questions so far. Thank you, Guruji, for today's class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Subir Mishra, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Subir Mishra, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I'm not able to hear your voice, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Shashi Kopat Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji, for today's session as well. I went through the recordings of the previous ones, and it was really very enlightening, Guruji.
Yes,
and
Mataji.
Today's session also we get to learn that we need to be completely out of the reach of the modes of nature and surrender to Krishna. The only challenge lies in being unaffected by anything happening around us, or people trying to put us down, or whatever it is, not affected
Nothing
by
should
people.
bother us. Nothing should disturb us. Then we are freed from the modes of nature. We can claim that we are freed from the modes of nature. Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Guruji. If it is affected us, means we are not free. Yes, Mataji. That's it.
Yes, Guruji. So this is the toughest part of it. Whatever services we can render to Krishna, I think that we will be able to do from our end. But being unaffected, I think this is going to take a lot of time. And by constantly being in Krishna consciousness, I think we should be able to overcome all the effects.
That is correct. Krishna will give us that strength. It will happen. It's a matter of time, but it will happen. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Guruji.
So, yes, Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Guruji, for all your lessons and for your commitment and dedication to keep us always in Krishna consciousness. This is really helping us a lot, Guruji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. It's all
Hare
Krishna's mercy. We will do
Yes,
much
Guru.
more service to Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna
Hare
to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Barka Gupta Mataji. Hare Krishna. Santosh Kumar Ramdas Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Santosh Kumar.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. You understood everything today, Prabhu?
Understood, Prabhu. Thanks a lot for your explanation. It was really very nice and very good.
Yes,
And
Prabhu.
as of now, from today's teachings, I don't have any doubt, Prabhuji.
Very nice, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Mahendra Shukla Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna. Dandavad Pranams, Prabhu. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna.
Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Thank you, Guruji. आपका
Thank you,
आशीर्वाद
Prabhu.
मिलता रहे. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Subir Mishra Prabhu, are you able to unmute and talk now, Prabhu? I don't know. Earlier it was having some problem. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Subir Mishra Prabhu. You unmuted, but still I am not able to hear you, Prabhu. Satyendra Singh Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji, Pranam.
Pranam Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Really, today's shlokas are the essence of, I think, Gita. The beautiful question asked by Arjuna and really answers. But these are very tough for we people. Like, but by the grace of God and your mercy, we will be able to
We are understanding and we will be
achieve those.
slowly we are progressing. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
That thing. Really, we are enjoying the class. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Hare
Yes,
Krishna, Guruji.
Lord
Hare
Krishna's
Krishna.
mercy. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Krishna.
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Vishnuvardhana Rao Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama.
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
No questions, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama
Rama,
Rama.
Hare Hare. Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Brindaji Singh Mataji, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Yes, Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you for the class. So, Guruji, today you said that neither I nor you are doing anything. We are not the doers.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
We are not.
So when the opposite person, whether it is you, so I must understand that it is the modes of nature which is acting on him, and so he behaves the way he behaves. Because according to his swabhava, the material modes of nature are acting.
That's correct. Yes, the modes of nature. Yes, ma'am.
So at that point of time, I must not be disturbed by his reactions because it's the modes of nature which are acting on him, and so he behaves that way.
That's correct. We should be able to see modes of nature acting everywhere. Yes, ma'am. That's what we should be able to see. That will come over a period of time with this
So
knowledge and practice and everything.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. It will happen.
So
Thank
at
you,
that
sir.
point of time, one should not be disturbed at all.
That's correct. Udasina vadasino. One should be situated as though neutral. That's it. One should be neutral. Not disturbed by anything. Yes,
At that point of time also, Guruji, one must think of Krishna as the supreme doer of what is happening.
that is correct. Yes, ma'am. We have to always remember Krishna, do everything for Krishna, don't get disturbed by anything, leave everything to Krishna. That's it.
So, Guruji, at that time, the material modes of nature are acting on him, but actually the ultimate will of Krishna is happening through the material modes of nature, no?
See, when Krishna's mercy, we are getting this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. When we remember Krishna, so that means we are freed from the modes of nature. We are not controlled by the modes of nature. When we remember Krishna, when we do anything for Krishna at that point of time, we are not controlled by the three modes of nature.
Yes.
Even though
Guruji.
modes of nature are doing everything, but when you are having the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, when you think that you are doing everything for Krishna, so that means there are no reactions. That's what we need to understand. Nothing is going to bind us, because anything you offer to Krishna, then that's not going to bind us. So that is the main thing. See, even though material modes of nature are doing everything, but when you think that you are the doer and you claim the results, so then we are bound. But when we think that we are not the doer and we offer the results to Krishna, then we are free. That's it.
Yes.
Then we will no longer be forced to act by the modes of nature. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Guruji. Yes.
You understand that,
Understood,
Mother?
Guruji. Thank you so much, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Nissan Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare
Pranam,
Krishna.
Guruji.
Pranam Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for the session today. Thank
Yes,
you,
ma'am.
Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Krishna's mercy. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna. Deepesh Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the wonderful class. I saw your message late last night, and today I
No
was a little
problem.
bit busy.
No
So
problem.
we can talk tomorrow morning.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll talk. Yes, bro. Tomorrow. Yeah,
Tomorrow
yes,
morning, yeah, we can talk.
Yeah, just for a couple of minutes when I want to talk with you tomorrow.
Oh yeah, no problem. I was just
Yes,
late
tomorrow,
last night, and today
during
was early.
daytime. Yes.
Yeah, so we can talk tomorrow morning.
Yes, bro. No,
Hare
not
Krishna,
at all.
Guruji.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Everything today you understood correct, Prabhu. Yes, bro.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you for the wonderful class. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Vishnuvardhana, I think I muted again.
Namaste, Guruji. No questions, Guruji.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Mohan Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Pranam, Guruji.
Pranam Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
And thank you for the class. And it's a very difficult task, maintaining a balance in every situation and getting it detached from everything. Since childhood, we are hearing all these things, learning all these things, but it's very difficult to implement it. And it's a very, very Herculean task. And anyway, with your class and blessings and everything, we'll be able to reach some stage after some time. That's what I think.
Krishna's mercy is there, Prabhu. It will happen.
It's a very difficult
Slowly.
task.
Even Arjuna
Thank
said
you.
it's very difficult to control the mind. Krishna also agreed that it's very difficult to control the mind. But
Yes,
it
yes.
is possible by practice. That's what Krishna said. When Arjuna told that Chanchalami Mana Krishna Pramadi Balavadridam Tasyagam Nigraham Manye Vayoriva Sudaskaram. The mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. I can even control the wind. I can't control the mind. At that time, Krishna said that Asamsayam Mahabhagu Manodur Nigraham Chalam. There is no doubt that it is very difficult to control the mind. But Abhyasena to Kauntaya Vairagyana Griyade. But by constant practice with the detachment, it is possible. So that's what we need to practice.
And Guruji, I just want to ask you, you see, any shortcut, any because understanding, one thing you said on that day, the Mahamantra, you practice it, and so many any other things to do it, because continuously remembering Krishna with all the activities, very difficult things. And any other activities, no, specifically this thing you do it.
Yeah, that's what, Prabhu, we are offering prasadam to, we should offer prasadam to Krishna every day. So every day we have to eat every day meals, correct? Every day everything we have to cook for Krishna and offer to him. And Krishna is saying that whatever you eat, you offer to me. That's what Krishna is saying. That. So we need to offer prasadam to Krishna. So that's a lot of activity every day. So that means we have to go and buy nice fresh vegetables and cook every day fresh prasadam and offer to him. And then enjoy. So that way, that's a very, very important service to Krishna. We are connected with Krishna. And then chanting, of course, we are doing, attending this Bhagavad Gita, we are doing. And then we have to also spread this message. So we keep ourselves, we are already planning about it, correct? When we keep ourselves engaged, very busy in spreading this message, there are thousands and thousands of devotees. We need to identify them and give them this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, ask them to join our Bhagavad Gita class. So that way we will become very, very busy, Prabhu. So all these things are Krishna's service only.
Okay, Guruji. Okay.
So we have to keep ourselves very busy in spreading Krishna's message. That is the main thing.
Okay. The only thing, Guruji, you say Krishna once said, no, don't give advice unless until you are asked. So same way, but when we are talking to people and other things, this
we can just tell them. We can just tell them we are studying Bhagavad Gita. If you are interested, you can join. That's it. Just conveying them. Then, if they are very faithful, they will come and join just by knowing it. Correct?
Okay. Anyway, I'm also doing from my side, and I'm sending the messages to various people. But so far, no response. But continuously trying, Guruji.
We know that only 1 in 1,000 will come, Prabhu. So if we send this messages to 1,000 people, one will join.
Okay, Guruji.
That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Manushyanam sahasresu prasthityate. 1 in 1,000 will endeavor for perfection.
Okay,
we will put our efforts. It will happen. Slow and steady, Prabhu. That's it. It will happen.
Okay, Guruji. Okay, Guruji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Chandrakanta Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji, for the class. Today's discussion also revolves around how to detach ourselves, and how to control the mind. Everything is revolving around and that, but my experience is there are so many yoga techniques, so many Gurujis are teaching so many things to control the mind. Even I have learned the what difference I'm feeling is the mind will be under control for temporary period only. For temporary period, then again and again it erupts like to the original position with all the other yogic techniques. But when we start loving, unless the mercy of the Krishna we should get, then only it sustains. That's what my personal experience, Guruji. Unless we start loving Krishna, then automatically the whatever we do will sustain in us. That is my personal experience, Guruji. And to love Krishna also sometimes we'll get, initially we may get confused also what to love like that. Like whatever you told us in the beginning, chanting or offering prasadam, these are the small things we develop and we start developing attachment to that Krishna naturally. That is how I developed, Guruji. Otherwise, it will be very ritualistic way we were doing everything. It is not that we were not doing very ritualistic way, but with love. How to do it with love? That these small initiatives will develop within us. That is my experience. When everybody was discussing with a very important question and answer session, I was introspecting myself. That is my nature, Guruji. Whenever any session is going on, I look in within myself where I am and how I am doing. So that way we can develop slowly, unless Krishna is not in the center, whatever technique, however intelligent we are, that unless the mercy is there, we will not, we will progress, but it will not be sustainable. To sustain, we have to have a love for Krishna. That's what the difference, what I understood after undergoing so many processes, Guruji.
Yes.
It's very, very interesting, very interesting.
Bhagavad Gita is
Yes, we love Krishna, His mercy is showered on us. Then we cannot. Generally, we will say, oh, Bhagavan, the Krupa. Generally, we will say, but how to experience that Krupa? One has to do small things like this. That's what. Unless we are convinced, we cannot tell others also. Unless we are experienced it, we cannot tell others with confidence. So that is what it is, Guruji, and it's very interesting, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji, for keeping us in Krishna consciousness. And now it is so attachment we developed. We cannot live without Bhagavad Gita class.
Exactly.
Wherever it is Bhagavad Gita, we'll be telling, because we know we have our own limitations. We cannot follow Bhagavad Gita.
Gita is everything for us.
But it's very difficult. It looks simple, but it takes a time to follow. It looks very simple. So Bhagavad Gita, like that, if we are obsessed, then Krishna will show his mercy for us to help us to follow it.
That's what is happening with us. Yes.
Yeah, that is what is my personal experience, Guruji. That's what I wanted to share with all the devotees, because today's discussion was revolving around on that. That's why I am sharing my experience, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji, for keeping us in Krishna consciousness. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna to everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Mani Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Guruji, Hare Krishna. Mataji, well said. Each and every word had 1,000 kg of weight, each and every word. I enjoyed each and every word. It's true. And when Mataji is telling through her experience, it's really, everybody will go through this phase.
Yes.
This is my experience also, I am telling you, though I am not interacting on regular basis, but that transformation is happening within myself. I could able to realize. Earlier, what happened whenever the meeting is happening or anything, so I try to get focused on the subject. But when that focus is not there or anything, I understood that Krishna doesn't want me to speak. Therefore, I kept quiet. So what is happening, even in that gap also, I am chanting my Krishna Krishna mantra. So I get a different feeling. Earlier, I may get a little upset or some expectation will be there in the mind. Why so, like that, that question arises. But when I started, maybe in my 6 month, this thing, Bhagavad Gita, when I'm doing, so that particular expectation is not there in my mind. If it is happening, good. If it is not happening, that is also good. So therefore, sometimes what happens in mid of my work, I sometimes don't get that feeder. I keep myself silent. What to do? Why this, that? I don't break my head. If it is coming, I do work. I execute. If it doesn't come, I keep quiet. Earlier, I used to think what will happen, what should I do, where to run around and all. I used to think. Nowadays, I'm not thinking at all. So that is a good thing. It's happening. So I am not looking at a result. So that result is not in my hand. Therefore, expectation is also not there.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. With the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, everything is becoming very, very clear.
We will have today, I think in the evening, we can meet together. What is in your mind, Guruji? What
we discussed, we already discussed with Palniappan Prabhu, like we will, I think in your place where you are, Palniappan Prabhu is going to come up with a list of all the devotees nearby. We already found more than 12, close to 12 to 15 devotees in that area only, Prabhu. So we will all meet, maybe Sunday, every Sunday or Sunday classes, we'll meet. You all will meet in person. That's what is where we have to plan how to meet, what to do. We have to plan very well.
No, it is a physical interaction needed, or through Zoom we can able to.
No, physical interaction only. That's why we are thinking we have to do that, and if we are successfully able to do in your place, because all are very, very close. They are all within 5 kilometer range only, so they can come very quickly. So,
Chandrakanta Mataji is just 2 kilometer away, 1 kilometer or 1.5 kilometer away from my home.
Yes, Chandrakanta Mataji, Mani, your Palliyappan Prabhu and Ravichandran Prabhu, there are still some more devotees are there. So Sunday we will try to do it in person. That's what we are planning. Yes, if we are successfully able to do it in your area, then we will be able to expand into other areas also like that. Yes.
So after this today class, we will have a small chat within our Bangalore group.
What I'm thinking is that may not be today immediately, because it's late for me and I have something else to finish also. So maybe what I can do is that maybe next I'll find out. Maybe I'll let you know, Prabhu. So when we can start discussing that also we discussed today. So that way maybe some other day.
If it is in a plan, we will try to execute. Why we delay in this? So,
Palliyappan Prabhu is there. I have unmuted him. He can also, maybe you can talk with him. I may not be there, but you can, like other Palliyappan.
Mani Prabhu, Thursday morning, if you can attend, we are having Thursday morning around 7:30, 7:45 along with Guruji. So that meeting, if you, by that time, already 8 people are there in our area. And some more I will be finding it out today. So we hope around 10 to 12 people at least in our area. If that is the case, then we can have a chat on coming Sunday, which we can decide on coming Thursday morning, along with Guruji.
Maybe Sunday, maybe next Sunday, Mani Prabhu, that may be the best thing. Everybody may be available. Next Sunday we can discuss. Yes, Prabhu. Maybe before the class we can discuss something like that.
Yeah. Thank you, Guruji. Yeah, that's a good plan.
Maybe before the class we can discuss, Prabhu. Sunday or Saturday. We can even, I don't know, for you Monday through Friday or Saturday also you will be working busy.
Thursday 7:30 through phone call or WhatsApp call, Palliyappan Prabhu, myself and Chandrakanta Mataji. We will.
No, I'm talking about Saturday. Saturday you are busy, Prabhu. Saturday morning you will be.
Yeah, it is a working day. Full working day. Yeah.
Okay. So then we will figure it out. Yes, we'll talk with
client where I'm working. It is a manufacturing company.
We'll discuss.
Okay, we will have a talk before Guruji's this thing. Personally, both of us will have a talk. No problem. Okay.
We will talk with each other, and as you suggested, on Thursday morning 7:30. Within ourselves, we will able to express ourselves, and we plan strategically what we need to do in the next Sunday, coming Sunday. That plan we will do. Where we will meet, where to assemble ourselves. All these things we will chat it out on Thursday.
Okay.
Today also, I think I will call you. I'll call you to your number. Maybe through WhatsApp. Chandrakanta Mataji also we will take into.
Okay. Okay. That way.
People are not clear here. Therefore, currently
you are talking something, but I couldn't hear. Yes. What did you say, Mani Prabhu? Hare Krishna. Mani Prabhu, you said something?
Mataji is unmuted?
No, it is unmuted.
No. Yeah, see, Mataji want to speak.
No. We can go ahead with whatever Palani Prabhuji is talking to devotees and all, no? So based on his feedback, we can go ahead. It's not an issue at all.
Okay. Welcome. Good. We will do it.
Okay. So Palliyappan Prabhuji, you take a lead. Whatever you suggest, we go with that.
Okay, no problem. I will come back. Okay.
Yeah, we'll set examples, set some standards, so that other places also they can do similar in future. We can.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. So Palniappan Prabhu, today everything you understood, Prabhu, in the class today?
Well understood. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Today's class is really very interesting to hear. All the slokas, all the 5 slokas are very interesting, which I could understand in total. It is what came to my mind is, even though we can manage equality in praise and blame, honor and dishonor, but between friends and enemy, it's a very tough job. That was the thing I felt. Friends and enemy keeping up equality. So it's a very, very tough job.
But Krishna is saying that Nirvairaga Sarva Bhutesu. That's what he says there. So we should not have any enemies at all.
So that way, even if you are open-minded as well as you do always day-to-day basis good things only, still when we always think of good things and doing good things, if some people suddenly do something wrong, which you are seeing with your own eyes, immediately you get anger. That is a basic problem, that controlling that anger at that time when the people make totally wrong thing, some people. And again, those people, if they are very close people, close to you, then again that becomes, that anger becomes doubling. That is the basic problem with us as a human being. That slowly we have to control. That is the basic problem in that situation. But otherwise, controlling friends and enemy and all this, controlling anger, all this slowly we can get into it. But the problem is, this is the problem. It will take little more time. That's a basic thing. We have to totally forget. All right, we have to see in front of a wrong thing going on. Still, as though we have not seen, we have to go away. Not only go away from wrong people, go away from wrong thing when it is happening in front of us. That is the method we have to follow, what I felt. Otherwise, controlling anger when the wrong thing going in front of us is a very, very, very tough job. That is only because you are already doing only good thing. You are open-hearted. You are following all that important as per Krishna's wish we are following. That means you are already total behavior of you is changed. And that is the change taken place in you. At that time when something totally wrong taking place, it's going to be controlling. That is the only problem. All other things
For
can
a
be.
period of time, Krishna will give us that strength.
Yes, that is the one. What I felt. Otherwise, all I will say, do always good things. Then most of the things are, when you do only good things, most of the things are already gone out of you. That was the feeling I got after the end. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Sunil Shivash Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Pranam, Guruji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Hare Ram.
Pranam, Guruji.
Asha Singh Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji, for nice explanation.
Yes, Mataji. Krishna.
Such big shlokas explained very easily, Guruji.
Yeah, all 4 slokas together. Yes, Mataji.
How 3 modes of nature attacking differently to everyone's life. We understand, Guruji, by Krishna's mercy.
Yes. Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. It's all
we are
Krishna's
progressing on
mercy.
the right path, Guruji.
We will do, Mataji. Krishna's castless mercy to happen.
It's all your sincere effort, Guruji. We are thinking.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. We are very grateful to you, Guruji. Thank you so much, Guruji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Let us listen to Srila Prabhupada's Kirtana. Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.